Hey everyone, we are 2BH Irresistibly Honest. I am Gabriel.
And I am Eddie.
And we want to thank you all, like we always do, for listening to our podcast wherever you're going, whether it's to school, work, or you're going home, finally. For listening, we hope you enjoy the ride. So, we all know someone, and we've all grown up with someone, and we see them change. Whether it's family, friends, yourself, a lot of times it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd like to talk about that.
Yeah, and as you have noticed, Adrian is not here today.
Yes.
Well, inevitably, he couldn't make it due to work. He's been working really hard today, and he couldn't make it to the recording.
Sometimes it's really tough.
Yeah, so super tough, but we're trying to get to you anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. And yes, Gabriel just mentioned, we change through life. These thanks to things that has happened to you.
Yeah, just
even
everyday life.
Even from things that you haven't experienced, but you hear from someone else.
Exactly.
That makes you think and makes you change the way you are.
Yeah,
or the way you
sometimes
think.
sometimes even just words change your way of thought, and that could just hit you hard.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we were discussing previous to this recording is how things that you have lived through change you.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the major thing that how we as humans learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
like through experiences?
Yeah, through experiences. Because, you can tell someone, like little kids, don't get near that because you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Let's put it like an example. The stove. Hey, the stove is hot. Don't get too close to it or you're gonna burn yourself. So,
yeah, I learned the hard way, dude.
Yeah. So the kids are not going to think about that.
Yeah.
So they will keep trying.
Yeah, until
they burn themselves.
Or just do what Mexican parents do. No, caca.
Caca.
Oh, no.
I thought you were going to talk about the chanclazo.
Oh, I mean, once you touch it, like you burn yourself, they still hit you.
They still hit you. So, yeah, I think that's a very important way to learn things.
Mm-hmm.
Experience. Right?
Yeah.
But as a matter of fact, you can improve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Either improve yourself or actually those experiences makes you go to the dark zone. Right?
Okay. I see what you mean. You know what, like what you reminded me, and I think I read this like in Adrian's Bible or so, that it said a smart man is gonna learn from his mistakes.
Yeah.
A wise man is gonna learn from others' mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
One of those pages in there, but because Adrian was the one who told me that's what I'm saying. But it's hard, to learn from others' mistakes because you always end up wondering, don't you think? Like, fuck, what would have happened?
Yeah.
Well, I should have done it. I think you always end up like that, wondering.
Okay, let's start with the real talk.
Oh.
What made you, from the top of your head, tell me something that made you change?
Pain. I feel like that's one of the biggest ones.
Oh, yeah, but experience.
Shoot, man. Bullying, I'd say.
Bullying, okay.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
Well, one of the... like... I don't know if anyone that knows me from that far ago is listening, but... back in middle school, man, probably like the beginning of middle school, I used to get bullied quite a bit because I was like super shy. Like I wouldn't talk to anyone, dude. And the first year passed by and I was being bullied a lot. The second year I still was being bullied. And I remember the last year of middle school, man, I was tired of it because like we all grew a bit older and like the bullying just got worse. Because at first it would just be names and like name calling and whatever, and then it started being like physical, like pushing me or like hitting me or taking away my stuff, things like that, right? So and by the last year of middle school I got tired of it, and like I remember like in my head I was like, I'm gonna beat him up and everything. So I started working out there. I remember doing push-ups and like grabbing my mom's dumbbells, the one that she would use for like the the dances or whatever. What's it called? The Zumba. Yeah, like the 5-pound dumbbells. Like I would grab both of the 5 pounds to make a 10-pound, and I would just be doing curl ups like every day, dude. And I was like, it would get me mad, and that kind of drove me to like really work out a lot. And I was, by the end of the year, I was like the jackest middle schooler in that, like in my year, and I ended up like beating one of them up, and then both of the other ones kind of kicked my ass at the end. But I was like, I was proud of myself, So that made me change a lot.
Yeah.
But my way of thinking, because at first it was like, oh, maybe if I don't do anything, don't stop. But I mean, it went on for like 3 years, so they clearly didn't stop. So by the end, I was like, nah, determined to put a stop to it.
That practically taught you that you have to stand for yourself.
Like I gotta change things myself. Yeah, I can't just wait for them to change.
I also have like a story about bullying. When I was in middle school, also, I was the bully.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's nice to have both ends of the
I know
of the rope here.
Of the spectrum.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And, I was kind of the bully, right? I was kind of very popular on my middle school.
Okay. I mean, I could see that. Like knowing you, like I could see that.
Yeah. So I felt like the power of...
You're power driven.
So I would abuse kids, like punch them, call them names, and whatever.
Okay.
And until this thing happened, actually these two things happened where I robbed the lunch of one of the kids.
Oh.
So I ate it, right? And
Damn.
he started crying.
Okay.
He started crying, and he was like, okay, this is the only thing that my mom could make for me.
Oh. Damn, dude. Holy shit. I felt that.
Just, like, take it away from me.
Damn.
So the next day, I made an extra sandwich, and I give it to him.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So that was the first, like, man, maybe I'm being, like,
you're being
over the line.
You're being a dick.
So second thing, I was meddling, like, kind of playing with this girl. And I went...
Like, what? Like, just playing?
Yeah,
Like,
playing around.
Okay.
We were, like, a group of 5.
Okay.
And I was, like, pushing around with everyone. And I kind of went a little bit rougher with her. So she fell. And she hit her head.
Oh, fuck.
So she started crying. So she started crying. And I was like, dude, I overpassed the line. So just the fact that I watched her crying kind of woke me up.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
So after those 2 incidents, I went the opposite. Like,
oh wow,
if I see you bullying, I'ma kick your ass.
Damn.
So that was me in middle school.
Like a total TV show, dude.
Yeah. So from bully to anti-bullying.
Yeah, nice. I mean, that's at least it's a good thing, a good change.
So, yeah, I think that changed a lot the way I see things, because life is pretty unfair by itself.
Okay.
So it makes it worse when you have someone else like messing around with you. It's like, bro, I don't need your shit because I got a lot of my my table right now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, okay. Let me ask you something, because I feel like I've seen like pictures in Instagram about it, or like just quotes about it, but I've certainly been told by a friend of mine. Yeah. He said, I'm pretty sure life is fair because it's unfair to everyone. So I was like, I mean, it got me thinking for a while, like that. I mean, it's kind of logical.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that. Because it got me thinking like really deep into it. Like what if you just, like what if you're born in money? You grow up with fucking benefits everywhere, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty... It's pretty complicated. Yeah. Because it depends on your point of view.
True.
Because what is that is unfair for you? How is life being unfair for you? Because for that kid, it was like, we don't have enough food to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you give him food and whatever, maybe he start his family will start having family issues, and now life is being unfair with that family, because they have family issues. And like with people with money, they have the money, they have everything. Maybe it's a little bit easier for them to get their life done, but they're also gonna lack some things, like real relationships, like that real bond with your parents. You know, there's a lot of this I don't know if it's a misconception or not, but the people that has a lot of money is usually their parents not with them, like pretty often. So they have the money, but they don't have
the time with the relationship
with their parents.
Wow.
You know, so it depends the point of view of the personal point of view of everyone, because it depends what you're going through. That is gonna decide what is that you're seeing as unfair.
I see what you mean.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I see it. Well, going back to your story, man, like I can tell. I mean, like I said, we're like on the total different side of the spectrum here, you know, because I know how it feels when, like I remember back in middle school, we used to have uniforms, and for my parents, it was kind of rough buying those uniforms. So when they would beat me up, they'd end up all dirty, and my mom would get mad, and like I didn't want to, like, to me, the thought of telling her like I couldn't defend myself, so I got beat up and it got dirty. I couldn't bring myself to say that, so I'd be like, oh, it's because we were playing and I fell, I'm sorry, you know, and I would just take all the blame, and she'd be like, well, be careful, I can't buy you new ones and all that stuff. So it was like, I know how it feels, you know. Wow.
And you know, now that I think about it, I think one of the thing that made me a bully was that on elementary I was bullied. You know, I was really chubby. Right now I have like that body. You know, I'm not strong. I'm not thin, but I don't think I'm fat. So I'm like right in the middle, like I told you, like that butt.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's not a bad look, at least.
But in the elementary school, I was really chubby, really chubby, and my last name is Delgado, which it translates to skinny.
Skinny, I think, or slim.
Slim,
I think.
Yeah. So kids will tell me like, how come your last name is Slim or skinny, and you're fat?
Yeah. Shoot, man.
I used to talk like a bimbo, and you're fat. So yeah, that's what they would tell me, but they will keep going with jokes, and one after another. I actually got myself into a few fights in elementary school. I think that is what made me a bully for the middle school.
Kind of like revenge.
I was like, I'm not going through this again. New school, new me.
Oh,
you know?
I see.
So I'm not going through that again. So that changed me. And when that happened, the last two stories that I told you, I think that also made me change the way I think. Oh well, the way I thought in
back then.
Yeah, back then. And so I was like, okay, bullying and defending myself is in these ways not the way to go. You have to be fair with people.
Like there has to be a line.
Like you have to tell them, hey, that's enough. I'm not gonna kick your ass. I'm not gonna do anything. Unless you push me to it.
You know? Of course.
Unless you force me to do it. But you have to stop. So you see how we evolve through years? Because right now it's not that we're gonna go on the streets. If someone tells us something, we're gonna be like, oh, I'll fuck you. Well,
don't fuck him. Sexual assault, man. The quick.
I was gonna say, I'll fuck you up. But I was trying to change the word, but I just said it. No, we're not gonna do that anymore. It's either we ignore him, and if they keep going at it, it's gonna be like, hey, dude, stop it.
Quit your shit, pretty much. Okay,
quit your shit.
see.
And I think we both went through it lately, where there's people that is influencing in a bad way your environment.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean.
So you have to go directly to that people, and you have to tell them exactly like, hey, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
You gotta stop, because this is creating some problems for me, and I don't appreciate that. And you gotta stop, right? And I think that I have never had the need of doing that.
Okay.
In a professional environment, though.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. To be honest, like, if it is what you're referring to, it's in a professional environment at this age. Yeah, it's my first time.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, how do I say it? Like, and by affecting your environment, we're talking rumors, right?
Yeah, the people, how people perceive you, and
exactly,
and also like it's affecting your work.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause, okay, let me explain something first. To me, rumors aren't like the craziest thing, right? Because I know they're always gonna be there. So to me, like, as long as I know what's going on with me, I'm fine. They could say whatever they want, right? That's my idea of rumors. Like, I know the truth, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't care if anyone else knows it or not. It's whatever. But once it starts to like, I draw the line when it starts affecting me. Right? So once it starts affecting your work, that's when I drew the line.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like, it does change you, because I don't know, I guess for me, it's like my personality is not confrontational. I try to be a really friendly guy in general. You know, just I don't know to say charismatic or just positive. I don't know.
I think charismatic is
charismatic. Yeah, I try to be just as charismatic as I can. You know, positive with everyone. You know, happy-go-lucky type of character. That's my goal for sure. Right? So for me to have to change that, to confront someone and be like, I'm being serious with you. Like, this is no joke. Yeah, man. Like, it was new.
Yeah.
For reals. Like, it was really new. You know what's one thing that I really think changes people? And I'm saying because I went through it. Jealousy. Yeah, for sure. And I'm talking in my scenario, I'm not talking about relationship wise. I'm talking about when you wish you could be like someone else.
Oh, yeah.
So very internal jealousy, you know.
There was a big one for me also.
Yeah. So the one that I could think of, which really, it was a really big part that changed me. It was back in high school.
Yeah.
There was this girl that I used to know, and she was super pretty. She was really pretty, man. She was like one of the prettiest girls in school. And you know, back in high school, middle school, like, being pretty meant being popular. Always. So she was super pretty, super popular, super charismatic. And a lot of times, what happens is when you're that charismatic, when you're that popular, you become an asshole to the people that are unpopular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Her, she wasn't. She was super nice with everyone. Even the people that weren't really popular. She'd know you by name. Because I was never popular, not like at all, like zero, right? But she would know me by name. She would talk to me nicely. And me, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could be that popular and just charismatic. But instead of that affecting me positively, it affected me negatively, in the point where I started, like, not hating her, but I started acting like a dick to her. You know, kind of like, I'm jealous of you.
Oh, yeah.
For being who you are. So a lot of times she'd be like, oh, how you doing? Whatever. And I'd be like, well, I'm doing great. You know, like, kind of like trying to rub it in her face that I'm trying to make it seem that I'm doing better than her. You know, and she would, like, sometimes I could tell that at first it kind of affected her, because she was like, oh, did I do something wrong? You know?
Yeah.
And she was like, what did I do? Kind of thing. And I was like, no, you didn't do anything. Like, I was just being a total dick to her, man, to be honest. And I remember by the end of the year, I kind of noticed, like, I'm being a dick, right? Yeah. So I went up to her, And then I told her, you know what, I'm sorry, like, and I was super honest with her. I was like, you know what, like, I just love the way you are, and I wish I could be like that.
Shit.
And that kind of made me mad. And she was like, oh, well, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, you don't have to apologize for anything. It was me. And I was like, so I'm really sorry for everything. No, she was cool. And we ended up not being friends, but we talked. After that, we talked really often, and then we kind of just faded off, like, you know, like you always do with people. But I'm glad we ended on good terms. But
dude, now that you mention it, being introspective with yourself,
oh shit,
obviously,
introspective
is something that it costs you to understand and to practice and to, like I said, like learn and know what it means, right? Because if you wouldn't have done that, you would have never said that to her at the end.
Oh,
like, you know what? I just realized that I'm just jealous of you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
That's fucking... It's hard to do, to be honest with you. It's fucking hard to do. Like, to accept your own mistakes. Holy fuck, dude, that's hard. Because for some reason, like, you always have them in the back of your head, like, I know this is wrong with me. I know I'm making that mistake. But you never fucking accept it. You're always like, no, it's her. It's her fault. Yeah,
trying to blame someone.
And I think that's something that I've loved practicing, because it does make you a better person in the end, dude.
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, that's my bad. Let me fix me.
If you're, let me ask you something. Is it still jealousy if you like a lot the way someone is, that you're like, I would like to be like that person, but you're trying to learn from them?
I don't think it's jealousy. I think it's more like being a role model. Just having a role model. And actually, like, I feel like I've heard this in ethics, if I'm not wrong, where it's like, it's good to have role models, positive ones, to learn that way. To be honest, I don't remember, like, the proper word for it. If anyone could comment it, that they know about this, I'd love to hear it. But yeah, there's a section where you pretty much practice their ideologies. You know, like, you know what, I see that as a great ideology. Let me practice it myself. Let me change me. I mean,
because, you know, one of my best friend, his name is Eduardo, also like me. We call him Lalito.
I'm my best friend.
I am my best friend. So we call him Lalito, dude. And he's younger than me, like a year, something like that. And the way he thinks and the way he solves problems.
Okay.
The problem resolution way of thinking of his.
Okay.
Is really good. And the way he interacts with people, and whenever you ask him something, you know, this is happening to me, man. What do you recommend, or what are... Tell me something.
Yeah.
And he always comes up with this, like, super neat stuff. Like,
okay,
I will recommend you to do this and that and this and that. And I would like, and I'm always like, shit, dude.
Yeah.
I really admire him for that.
Wow.
But sometimes, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes I have met people that is younger than me, and their way of thinking is, I think is higher than mine.
Yeah, I mean,
in a way, in some ways.
Yeah, right? Okay, I see what you mean, and like, it's totally possible.
So when I met these people, I'm always like, damn, what have these people had to go through to have that
level of thinking. Yeah. Sometimes they go through a lot of shit, dude. Man. To be honest, they go through a lot of shit.
But it's even crazier that even though they went through shit, they still doing all that in order to do things right in the right way.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I love to meet people just like them.
Yeah.
That kind of people.
Yeah,
because I think that I can learn from them.
Of course.
Because even though I can be older than them, that doesn't mean that I'm better or wiser than them.
Yeah, of course, man. It's. I mean, I think it has to do with a lot with what you go through.
Yeah.
You know, because going through hard shit could either go really good or really bad. You know, it either breaks you or makes you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So fuck, man, like they've probably had to go through a lot of shit.
Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm married, right? I really thought of myself like a really good problem resolution person. But now that I'm married, you cannot apply the same rules to everything.
Yeah.
You
I
can't.
totally understand you.
So I can apply that with my friends, with my family. I can apply that also at work. But now that I'm married, new rules apply.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to know what those rules are. You know, there's a lot of I've met old people.
Okay.
All guys. And they have told me, like, no matter what she says, only tell her she's right. And you're always gonna be the one that is wrong. But I don't think that's
I've always hated that.
Because
honest with
it's
you.
like, if I have to improve myself, I want to, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to improve myself. I also think that the counterpart has to also improve themselves.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Of course.
Right now I'm talking about me and my relationship with my wife, and because we are growing together.
Yeah, and
right?
I feel like that totally goes with like generically with every relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
you grow together. And a lot of people don't understand that, man. Like they feel that okay, because a lot of people say like you fell in love with me with who I was. Why are you trying to change me? And it's like, whoa, you know, it's not that I'm trying to change you. Things just change around us. We have to adapt.
Exactly.
You know? And if you stay the same, you're gonna die. You know,
or
that's
you're gonna stay behind.
Exactly. And that's just survival, like in general. You know? So you grow together, man. You change, they change, and I think change is fine. Change is great.
Yeah.
You know, and it's also not like if you say like she's always right, it's like saying, let's say she's a tree and you're like this little plant that's growing next to her. It's like no, you're both a little plants growing together.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Good explanation, man.
I know, I had that shit through my head so long, dude.
Yeah. And we mentioned change.
Yeah.
Change also change you.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Because you'll never stay put. You'll never stay the same place.
Yeah, I think that's bad, to be honest. If you do or if you try to, you know, I feel like that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, you have to embrace the new things.
Of course.
Because, you know, hay nuevas etapas. ¿Cómo se dice etapas?
Etapas. Let me think.
Stages, no?
Stages. Oh shit, you got it. Yeah.
There's new. You're going through new stages.
Phases.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm thinking like video game wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. Like next chapter.
Well, yeah. So stages, chapters. You're always going through them.
Yeah.
Your whole life. So, yeah, actually, you can relate it with video games because every stage is new, like challenges.
Life is a game, bro.
Life is a game.
Yeah.
You gotta nail it.
Fucking level up, bitch.
So, new stage, new challenges.
Yeah.
And in order for you to go to the next stage, you have to beat those challenges.
And how do you level up? Experience. Don't you get like experience points for video games? It's the same in life, dude. You gotta experience new shit.
Yeah.
Level up.
Level up, baby. Hashtag level up.
Yeah. And I think okay, I've seen these posts like on Instagram or Facebook where it's like, I want to get me a man with a job that gets this much, with a house already and a car, and that he's already like financially stable, and it's like whoa, you know, like
Chillax.
yeah, and it's not because okay, fine, you know, go with what you want, but what I'm saying is like, you're never gonna find a finished product, and I feel like a lot of people set their mind to find a person that's already finished. And first of all, if you think you found someone that's already finished, I think that's a red flag, because I think we should never have a peak. You know, we should always try to keep growing. You know what I mean? So if you feel like they've already reached their peak, that's bad. And the way I think about it, that's bad. You should always try to better yourself, learn new things. Always keep growing. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think the problem is when you think that you're peak, and you have nothing else to learn.
That too, and that's even worse.
Nothing else to improve.
And that's even worse.
Because I understand your point, because you're seeing someone else as a product. You said it, and that's not it. I mean, we're not trying to get new products to our lives. You just happen to meet people, and I think that's the natural way of going. Yeah. I mean, there's some cases, of course, there's some cases out there, but I think that the normal way to do it is just meet people in the normal way, like right now through Facebook and social media, or out there, right, talking to new people.
Tinder.
Tinder.
Tinder going on.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, I think the worst that can happen to you is you think that you don't have no one else like higher to go in your way of thinking, your problem resolution skills, and it's like, I'm perfect. I don't have nothing to improve anymore. I think that's you never reach that. You never.
Hopefully, you never do, or you never think you do, because I feel like that affects you in relationships, in work, and whatever you're doing. If you have a goal and you complete it, make a new one. That's what I recommend. Because a lot of time, dude, like, let's say, for example, a chef. Let's say he wants to get a medal for the best chef in a certain type of food.
To win a Michelin.
Yeah, let's say that.
Michelin store.
Let's say he gets that. What happens to a lot of them? They lose passion, dude. I already got it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
Peak.
Exactly. And I feel like that breaks you, dude. Like, because you just lose passion. You're not as driven as you used to be, and that affects you, man. Like, so I feel like if you ever do reach a point where you reach your goal, I'd say make a new one, and a bigger one. Go for it. Never stop going.
Do you think that if you better yourself, if you improve yourself, everything else comes to place?
I would have to agree with you. I mean, if you're saying yes, then I'd have to agree with you, because I think so.
Because that thought just came to my mind, because I was like, okay, based on what you were saying, I was like, okay, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
So maybe the key is to improve yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I have to be nicer. I have to be better. Like, I don't know, polite.
Okay.
I have to this and that, and realize what am I doing wrong, and solve it.
Exactly.
Right? And maybe that's the key for everything else to fall in place.
By the way, we're writing a new chapter on Adrian's Bible. It's gonna be a chapter just Eddie and I, because Adrian has the whole Bible. So
So just a little chapter.
Yeah, a couple pages.
in the back of the book.
And I have to agree with you, man, because I feel like one of the biggest things that affects problems and the way you solve them is yourself and the way you react to them. So I feel like maybe it might seem that things just fall into place if you better yourself, but I feel like a lot of it has to do with how you react to them. So if you better yourself in a positive way, things are just gonna feel easier. And that's how I go with my problems, I'd say. I always try to keep the best character towards it when it comes to problems. Like, okay, let's first break it down into little steps. What I have to do, step 1, step 2, and of course the final goal is solving the problem, which let's put it as a long goal, a 2-year goal. But a lot of times people get discouraged. I feel like that's a good word for it.
In the middle of the word.
Yeah, when the goal is too far away, because 2 years it's quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
So what I'd say and I'd recommend when it comes to problems, when it comes to goals, I'd say it's really good, and it's it's wonderful to have long-term goals, but it does get you discouraged. So what I'd say is celebrate the little things, you know, because a lot of people that know me, man, I get excited for like little things, you know. Whenever I make something very small and I accomplish it, I feel fucking happy, you know. I accomplished something, even though it's small, it's minuscule. I celebrate it because in the end it's fucking cheering me up. I'm ready to make that next little step. But at the end of the day, I've made like 1,000 little steps that I've celebrated, and I just keep going like that. So I think celebrate the little steps, and eventually you're gonna reach the long-term goal.
Now that you mentioned that, because people can look at you in a weird way when you're doing something like that.
Yeah, and they do it, and they fucking laugh at me.
And they acknowledge that this guy's making like
a fool of himself.
Because he achieved this little thing. What a weird guy.
Yeah.
Right. So
I've gotten all that.
People can look at you and maybe even like tell you some put downs.
Oh yeah, I've heard it, dude.
Yeah. So now that we're talking about change, I think it's really important also to mention that there are some things that you don't have to change for someone else just to like you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean, and that's totally true.
Because I mean, if you celebrate the little things, that gives you joy, and man, there's no better thing than have joy in your life. Yeah, happiness in your life,
especially internal.
Internal, you know? With yourself.
That lasts longer.
Exactly, exactly. So, if that's the way of you getting it, of you achieving that joy, achieving that happiness, don't change it because someone else is looking at you in a weird way.
Of course, man. Of course.
There's some things that are inherent of yourself that you don't have to change for anything. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that are very, very merry. Or maybe in a extravagantly happy.
Okay.
This kind like that.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And they might arise some weird looks from someone else. But at the end of the day, if that's how you live your life and you're happy with that. Yeah. I mean, it might be annoying for someone. Yeah. I get annoyed really fast. And if you're like that and you're near me, I might get annoyed by that, and I will tell you. Like, hey, come on. Like, relax a little bit. But don't change. I mean, that's you being happy, enjoying your life. Don't change that. Don't change that. And also don't change the good things that you have if you're going through shit.
Oh yeah, that happens to a lot of people, man.
If you're a good person and you're always trying to help someone else, and they never appreciate your help, don't stop doing it.
Yeah,
don't stop doing it. Of course, because there's gonna be someone who's gonna really appreciate your help. And I think that's the point of it.
Yeah, like getting to that person, or
no. Like, there's people that their way of being. It relates to have a mission in your life. Okay. So if your mission is like to help someone else, and they are not appreciating what you're doing, don't stop doing it. If that's your mission, go for it. Okay. Because I know there's gonna be someone I'm sorry, that's gonna appreciate what you're doing for them. Yeah. Okay. And if that in that way you can fulfill your mission or whatever you perceive as your mission, go for it. Don't change. Don't close your own doors because someone else didn't appreciate it. True. And this is just an example. It can apply to everything. Yeah. In a lot of ways, but I'm just trying to make an example, like helping someone else.
Like, I feel like I've heard this before, and not in this job. I've heard it in not in the job I have now, but in another job where there was this one guy, and he was like a bit older than me, and he used to work hard, dude. Like, he would never stop working. Like, they would tell, like, you have an hour of break. He would like fucking count it. As soon as the hour was done, he'd get up and start working. And like, they would call him like matado. You know what that means in Spanish? Like,
it's practically saying that you're killing yourself.
Yeah, like a fucking try hard. You know what I mean? And that guy would he would get there, start working. He wouldn't stop working until he got out, man. And then, a lot of times you chill at work. When there's not a lot of job, you chill. No, he would keep working. Like 100%. He would find and they would judge the fuck out of him until one point he kind of did slow down. He was like, oh, maybe I am working too hard, you know, all that stuff. And well, he got fired. Let's just say that.
No way.
Yeah. And so it's like you gotta really not let people affect. I'm trying to find the words for it, like what you think is right or wrong. You know, because that really goes deep into what you believe. What you believe is right or wrong. So it's like when you let people get that deep into you, and don't think wrong. when you let people affect you that much, that gets dangerous, man. Like that affects a big part of your life.
I think the key here is if you're doing something right and you're not hurting anyone else.
Yeah.
Why stop?
Exactly. Like as long as you believe it's right, keep it. Like don't let that change.
And I think this happens a lot at the workplace, because if you're doing a great job, and you're going 100%, every time you're there, there's gonna be a lot of hate.
Oh yeah, especially from the people that don't work that hard.
Exactly, because it's
which
like,
sucks.
Dude, you're raising the bar. So the boss is gonna notice, and they're gonna make us go 100% just like you, and we don't want to. So they're gonna tell you a lot of put downs. They're gonna start talking shit about you. They're gonna start hating on you.
Yep.
Because you're being a hard worker. But since when being a hard worker is bad?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So there's something that you don't have to change, and there's no need to change those things.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Because I mean, in the end, they probably just feel like you're making them look bad.
Oh yeah.
Which is it sucks, man. It sucks.
Yeah, and getting back to the thing of realizing the things that you're doing bad, like you're not good at it.
Okay.
You're not good at it.
Okay.
I think that's the first step to improve yourself. Isn't it?
Like noticing what you're doing wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course, the first thing is always acceptance, you know? And in any problem, you gotta accept that it's wrong.
That is there.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta understand there's a problem first. And then that's hard for some people, man. Because it's hard to accept that you're wrong. It's hard to accept that you've made mistakes. You know, it's always hard. But I feel like that's the hardest, but it's the best. You know? Because that's when you start, you know, planning out how to fix it, all those things. Like if you're late to work, accept that you're fucking late. Yeah. And that it's not a good thing.
Okay, I think we have been talking for 42 minutes now, and I think we're so serious. We're being so serious about
Dude, what happened? We need Adrian here.
Yeah. Adrian is the most quiet person from us three.
Yeah.
And now that he's not here, we're being so serious.
I feel like we're taking his seriousness to us. We're taking his place for now.
We distributed it between us.
It's a lot of fucking seriousness.
Okay, let's say how we have changed through our lives, right? And one of the things that I can remember is that I learned that I don't have to drink too much to get fun at parties.
Oh yeah, man.
Right?
And I understand.
At first it was like, okay, drinking is equal to having fun, right? So, but as a matter of fact, you lost a lot of fun from that party because you
don't fucking remember.
You got wasted.
And you knocked the fuck out. Yeah. I feel like, to be honest, at parties, like, what matters the most is the people. Dude, I've been at parties where like we each have like 3 beers each, but we've had a fucking blast. Oh, you know what I mean? So it's like it all depends on the people, man. Because I've gone to parties where I've gotten fucked up and I didn't even have fun. You know, I was just on the couch getting fucked up, and that's it. You know, I just sat there and knocked out there. Nobody noticed, and I was like, fucking.
So the party just happened, and you didn't even enjoy it.
Yeah, I was just watching at the couch.
What a good tequila.
What a good party.
I love the party.
Yeah, man, I totally understand. And, you know, one of the things relating now to the podcast and the change we've had in the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, not talking about, like, equipment, not talking about any of that. Like, I mean, between us, like, I remember in the beginning, like, I was so concentrated on, like, what if I sound bad? What if I'm too close to the mic? Or like, I was too concentrated on that I, you see a mic and you just act differently. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like now that we've, what episode 14? This one?
This is going to be 14.
Yeah, like, I totally feel like I just get here and I talk. Like if I was talking to someone else. And I feel like I love that. Because I feel like every episode we just act more like ourselves.
More natural.
Yeah.
It's more natural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
And it's really good because we have some feedback from the people that is hearing.
Oh, yeah.
That is listening to it. So we really appreciate those comments, by the way.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's like people might not notice it or they might not think about it, but it fucking lights up my mood. I'm like, it makes me like, oh wow, something I did is making someone laugh. It's like, oh shit, I like that. It makes me proud.
Yeah, and even though we don't have that much views like some other channels, it's the world for us.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Because it's our thing, and those views are from you guys, and we really appreciate it. Like you. Yeah. You don't have an idea.
Yeah, like especially because they spend a fucking hour listening to us.
Like
for you to listen to me for that long is a fucking compliment.
No, that's true. That's true.
I know. You know what's one thing that I have noticed that I've changed is that not that I've stopped caring about what other people think of me, but I just do what makes me happy. And if you know me well, I'm fucking childish. Not like in a bad way. Like I could get serious when I need to, and I know.
Playful. Let's call it playful.
Yeah, I'm fucking playful, dude. Like I joke around with everyone. I try to, just be playful with everyone, and that's just me. That's just my mood all the time.
Yeah.
So, and I used to hide that from people. I used to be like, oh, they're not gonna take me serious. I gotta be serious with everyone, and I would like rarely talk to someone. And now I just fucking talk to everyone and like playful as fuck, and I like them, and I've liked the fact that I get to be myself now. That I let myself be myself, because I feel like the one stopping me the most was me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like I like that. I like the fact that I could just be playful with.
Yeah, there's a saying that says that you are your worst enemy.
Yeah, and I fucking agree to that 100%, man. 100%.
Yeah. And one of the things that I have been trying to change a lot, now that we're talking about ourselves.
Okay.
I think that we have been talking about ourselves
the whole time, dude. The whole fucking time.
It's just the way you eat. Right now that I'm going through this change, I haven't... No, that's an excuse. I haven't had the time to
nah, cook, like, you didn't really make the time.
I don't make the time to eat well. And I remember when I just moved to the place that I have now, my parents gave me like a quarter. What's it called?
Like a cake or
no? It's the cheese.
Oh, like the big one, the round one. I have no idea. The round cheese, the wheel cheese. Fuck it.
Yeah. A quarter wheel of cheese. So I was just eating things with cheese for like a week.
Quesadillas,
quesadillas and all that.
Ooh,
so
sounds good.
I mean, that kind of forced me because when I just moved, I had nothing on my fridge. Yeah. So it was like I had to eat quesadillas for like a week.
Shit.
Right?
I've been there.
So right now I have to change that, dude. But I've been trying to change that for a while now. And now that I got my own place and all that, I'm like, okay, no more excuses. but the thing now, and I think that everyone does that, is that okay, but the next Monday is gonna be for sure. Yeah. And I'm start. So
dude, I agree.
I'm trying to find my next Monday.
I'm waiting for it. It's probably next month.
To come.
Yeah. Oh man, you know now you're talking about like moving out and change. Like I remember when I still live with my parents at this point, but at one point I moved out of the house, right? And back then, when I used to cook for like 4 or 5 people, man. So I would make big portions. So when I moved out, it was just me and another person. It was just 2 of us in the apartment. So it's like I would cook and I would make the same fucking portions. And one time I bought what's it called?
TV.
No. Like it was food. The fucking
PlayStation.
I said food. Damn it. the ones that you put in the oven. That is like layers of like pasta and
lasagna.
Meat. Yeah. I bought a lasagna and I was like, oh, I feel like this would last like a day or two. You know, like a day and then take some to work. Dude, we ate lasagna for like 3-4 days straight. We couldn't fucking finish it, and it was like, damn it. Like so I seriously had to change like the way I made the portions and all that. It was hilarious. I would make a whole fucking pan of like meat and shit, and then like in the end we'd eat one, and there was like 6 left, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh snap!
I made a lot.
Yeah, and also one of the things that changes a lot when you move out is whenever you are living with your parents, there's always this time when you have to wash your clothes.
Yeah.
To do your laundry.
Uh-huh.
And whenever you moved out, it's like that passes to go to as it's not as often as you would like to.
I fucking agree, dude.
So at first it's like I still have some more clothes.
I still have some clothes in the drawer, dude.
So
oh my god.
You always get to this point when it's like, okay, I have to do it now.
Because I don't have clothes. Dude. Okay. I agree with this 100% because when I moved out, like we had like you would use clothes and you would change normally, you know, like I used it. If it's dirty, you know, you throw it in the dirty bin or whatever. And it came a point where like you wouldn't have any clothes left on your drawer. Like, oh crap, I have to wash
the clean ones.
Yeah. And then you would keep waiting and be like, okay, sadly I have to get some of the dirty one and just this one's not that bad. You know, just fucking wear it.
You make the sniff test. Like you sniff it and it's like, okay, this is good enough.
Yeah.
And there are some other ones.
It doesn't have stains.
It doesn't have stains.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like balls.
Yeah. And if it does, fucking Febreze the shit and let's go.
Febreze the shit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I fucking understand what you went through, dude.
Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of changes.
Yeah. And one of the funny ones, dude, is like when you're used to living with your parents and my mom, well, she's like a housewife, right? She doesn't work. All she does is, you know, she does dishes, you know, she cooks all that stuff. Typical housewife, I'd say. And so when you live with a mom like that, usually, I'm not saying like my room gets clean because usually I'm the one that cleans it a lot of times. But, you know, she washes, she cooks, she washes the dishes, she mops, she sweeps, all that stuff.
She practically takes care of everything.
Exactly. And you know, you still get your chores. You know, I take the trash, I clean my own room, things like that, small chores. When I moved out, the first couple of days, I was like, fuck. You know, dishes didn't... like the dishes aren't cleaned. Shit's getting dirty on the floor. Oh crap, I have to do it myself, you know, so it fucking hits you hard, dude.
Dude, you never got to understand how annoying it is when you just wash the dishes and someone grabs a clean dish and just uses it and leave it there.
Yeah.
And you're like,
motherfucker.
You never got to understand that until you do it. So I remember my mom saying like, I just washed the dishes. What are you doing?
Well, I had to drink water, you know, and some stupid shit like that. Well, I was drinking milk.
How was I supposed to eat, Mom? But you get to understand that.
Yeah, once you wash dishes and your sibling brings that dirty cup, or the people that just don't bring the dirty plates to you until the end. Dude. Oh my god! Like there's so many times where you're almost done. You're just fucking rinsing, and then somebody brings their plate with like dried ass food on it. Like, sorry, I forgot, bro.
Greetings to Adrian, by the way.
Oh yeah, Adrian's gone. So just in case you get to listen to this, Adrian, it's fucking you.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, man. So it's like you don't understand until you do it.
Yeah.
Shoot, man.
Or someone does it to you.
Exactly. Oh man, it's just moving out has so many changes. Especially, okay, let me ask you this: what are one of the biggest changes in the relationship that you've noticed now that you live together?
What a good question.
Yeah, because I mean I tried it myself. You know, like I said, I did it once, and for me, it was like it's like getting to know a whole new person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you're going out, and maybe you do see each other often. Like, let's say you see each other every day, but you don't live together. You see them for like a couple hours. Then you go back and you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Once you move in together, it's like, holy shit, I'm with you the whole day.
Yeah.
And you get to learn new things about them, like what they do when they're really not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and damn, you get to know so many more new things about this person that you didn't know before.
Something that really, really changed when my wife and I got together, like live in the same place.
Yeah.
Is that this was for the good. We were always talking through Facebook, right? So
like Messenger and stuff. Okay.
Through messages. So there was a lot of misunderstandings.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know,
totally.
When someone is writing you a message through a social media, you cannot like really get the intention of how they're writing it.
Yeah, like you don't really get the expression they're doing.
Yeah, the intention, right?
Yeah.
So if you are having a bad moment right now, in that very moment, you can understand the message in a very different way.
Yeah.
So if you're mad, you're gonna perceive that message at the other person is mad at you.
Yeah, I see.
So that would happen a lot between us.
Okay.
So now that we moved together, that disappeared.
Okay.
So now we scream each other when we're together.
Yeah, now you know when someone's mad. Oh, you're fucking screaming at me. When she throws shit at
when she's throwing the dishes at me, I'm like, I think she's mad.
I think she's mad.
She might be mad.
If she gets a knife, I think I'm most certainly know she's mad. But right now it's just plates. She might just be playing.
Yeah.
Some little bit dodgeball here and there.
Yeah. When she starts with the knives.
Oh yeah.
Know.
She mad.
I don't know that she's mad.
Dang. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's so true.
Yeah, because there's some changes that are for the good, and there's some changes that might. Well, as for now, I don't have a change that is for the bad. For worse.
That's good.
So
hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot of changes. Maybe also, and we might have to talk about this in another podcast.
Ooh.
How do you change, or what are the changes that you receive when you're going through school? You know, elementary, mid school, high school,
okay, I see.
and college.
Oh, I could think of so many already.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna have to leave it for another one.
One of the things that from the top of my head is like just the way that you see girls.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the same when you were in elementary, like, ew, girls, dude. Ugh.
Yeah, like,
when you're in college,
cuties,
like,
you know?
Oh, look at that. You know?
Damn.
So there's a lot of changes.
And I think we're going to have to leave it till Monday. Well, to record Monday to upload Tuesday. Because Friday, we got a really special episode coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Because
spooky one.
Very spooky one. Because we got some amazing feedback.
And amazing stories.
And amazing stories. And we got actually people asking for another episode of scary stories. So hopefully you guys feel as excited as we are from these scary stories. And because we received some scary stories from a couple of people that have listened to us, and I gotta say they're pretty spooky.
And we are really eager to talk about it.
Exactly. And hopefully we get some good feedback from them, because oh my god, some of them are pretty unbelievable. So we want to thank anyone who has gotten to this point, because a whole hour is
that's an achievement. Achievement by itself.
Yeah, and we thank you all a lot for listening to the whole episode, for listening in general. We really appreciate it.
And we love you guys, and as always, like Gabriel just said, thank you very much for listening to us. Because right now we're 2BH. Yeah, we're 2BH, but you are also part of 2BH.
Exactly.
You're part of the 2BH family right now.
Yeah. Y'all people being honest out there, you're part of 2BH.
Oh yeah, of course. And we really like that you're really honest with us when you're saying your feedback. So
like
we feel that there's
when,
honest people out there.
When you tell us we're shit, we appreciate it.
So we do appreciate it also, because we appreciate honesty. Right?
Exactly. Honesty in general.
Honesty in general. Yeah. So again, thank you very much for hearing this podcast. We love you guys. I'm Eddie.
I'm Gabriel. And I'd like to remind you guys that, you know, if you want a shout out, if you want us to say anything that's on your mind, like a story, like people have already given us some scary stories to tell, you guys can obviously do that, whether it's on Facebook, you know, comment on YouTube. We have a Twitter, you know, and we're 2BH Podcast on all three of those. So if you want to get to us, get us to say something for you, a shout out, whatever it is, you could find us there. And we appreciate everything, and we are 2BH, irresistibly honest.